Sign up for a year for only 80 pesos per month. Visit tmt.ph/premium to get your free 30 days of the Manila Times Premium.
The SM Malls are now online. Tap to select the SM Mall near you. Shop from your trusted mall brands. Order your cravings and buy legit gadgets from Cyberzone. Enjoy multi-brand checkout. All your orders delivered in one go. One delivery fee or pickup in-store. Easy. Fun. Malling to the next level. SM Malls Online. Download now.
Let's order food! Got you! This is my family with unique personalities. We have different food faves, but we always eat together. Just choose and tap in SML's online app. Order from 2 restos.
It's free!
Only 1 delivery fee.
Whoa, what's up?
This is our daddy. A full tummy makes him happy. Mommy loves baking. Pastries are her thing.
Wow.
This is Kuya. He's crazy over milk tea. And this is our Bunso. He'll dance for chicken wings. Just choose and tap in SML's online app. All in 1 delivery fee, so everyone is happy.
SM Mall's online app. Download now.
Aboitiz Power powers progress in the lives of every Filipino every day. We power your homes, your businesses, and your communities in a reliable, cost-efficient, and sustainable way. Over the last century, we have been at the forefront of our country's energy transformation, reimagining sustainability and constantly powering a sustained and inclusive economic growth for our nation. Every day, we will keep the lights on, and every day, we are a step closer to a better future with Aboitiz Power.
In 1988, Ben Punongbayan and Joe Araulio founded Punongbayan and Araulio. It opened the doors of its offices in Davao and Cebu in 1991 and 1993 respectively, and a couple more opened in other strategic locations across the country. From the start, the firm focused on looking for distinct qualities in potential employees, and its continuous professional development molded PNAers into well-rounded individuals.
Ang environment sa PNA ay parang pamilya. Hindi mo mapifeel na iba ka.
In 2003, this little firm that could became a member firm of Grant Thornton International. In the same year, PNA Foundation, the CSR unit of PNA Grant Thornton, was founded. For 35 years, PNA Grant Thornton has adopted bold perspectives, divergent thinking, and forged new paths.
Me as a living testimony, receiving siya, nakapakas PNA, nakatanggap ng promotion, na-award ka, na-nominate international. PNA Chair, walang discrimination, nagtatrabaho ka ng tama, nakikita management yan, i-recognize ka.
And during the pandemic, one of the darkest, most challenging times the world has seen, the firm's resilience shined the brightest.
May iba ang PNA Grant Thornton sa ibang advisory firm dahil sa malasakit nila sa kanilang empleyado na ang turing ay parang pamilya.
More than 3 decades of integrity and excellence, of imbibing a go-beyond mindset. We are PNA Grant Thornton, ready to shape a more vibrant tomorrow.
Mega World Hotels and Resorts,
is the largest hospitality chain in the Philippines. The 100% homegrown brand boasts 4,500 room keys and 12 hotels in strategic locations across the country. Each of its 6 diverse brands offer a distinct personality to cater to the needs of today's savvy traveler, whatever their purpose for travel may be. With the promise of enriching the travel experiences of its guests, Mega World Hotels and Resorts celebrates a unique culture of service excellence, fueled by warm and heartfelt service that Filipinos are best known for. Committed to providing every guest with unparalleled hospitality, the brand continues to innovate, curating meaningful experiences, building relationships, and inspiring travels while offering you the joys of being home. Mega World Hotels and Resorts. Our heart, your home.
Sign up for a year for only 80 pesos per month. Visit tmt.ph/premium to get your free 30 days of the Manila Times Premium.
The SM Malls are now online. Tap to select the SM Mall near you. Shop from your trusted mall brands. Order your cravings and buy legit gadgets from CyberZone. Enjoy multi-brand checkout. All your orders delivered in one go. One delivery fee or pickup in-store. Easy. Fun. Malling to the next level. SM Malls online. Download now.
Belle, let's order food. Got you. This is my family with unique personalities. We have different food faves, but we always eat together. Just choose and tap in SML's online app. Order from 2 restos. Or 3. Only 1 delivery fee. Whoa, what's up? This is our daddy. A full tummy makes him happy. Mommy loves baking. Pastries are her thing. Whoa. This is Kuya. He's crazy over milk tea. And this is our bunso. He'll dance for chicken wings. Just choose and tap in SML's online app. All in 1 delivery fee, so everyone is happy.
SM Mall's online app. Download now.
Aboitas Power powers progress in the lives of every Filipino every day. We power your homes, your businesses, and your communities in a reliable, cost-efficient, and sustainable way. Over Over the last century, we have been at the forefront of our country's energy transformation, reimagining sustainability and constantly powering a sustained and inclusive economic growth for our nation. Every day, we will keep the lights on, and every day, we are a step closer to a better future with Aboitiz Power.
In 1988, Ben Punong Bayan and Joe Arroyo founded Punong Bayan and Arroyo. It opened the doors of its offices in Davao and Cebu in 1991 and 1993 respectively, and a couple more opened in other strategic locations across the country. From the start, the firm focused on looking for distinct qualities in potential employees, and its continuous professional development molded PNAers into well-rounded individuals.
Ang environment sa PNA ay parang pamilya. Hindi mo mapifeel na iba ka.
In 2003, this little firm that could became a member firm of Grant Thornton International. In the same year, PNA Foundation, the CSR unit of PNA Grant Thornton, was founded. For 35 years, PNA Grant Thornton has adopted bold perspectives, divergent thinking, and forged new paths.
Me as a living testimony, isipin ko siya, nakapatas PNA, nakatanggap ng promotion, na-awardan, na-nominate international. PNA, walang discrimination, nagtatrabaho ka ng tama, nakikita management yan, i-recognize yan.
And during the pandemic, one of the darkest, most challenging times the world has seen, the firm's resilience shined the brightest.
May iba ang PNA Grant Thornton sa ibang advisory firm dahil sa malasakit nila sa kanilang empleyado na ang turing ay parang pamilya.
More than 3 decades of integrity and excellence, of imbibing a go-beyond mindset. We are PNA Grant Thornton, ready to shape a more vibrant tomorrow.
Mega World Hotels and Resorts is the largest hospitality chain in the Philippines. The 100% homegrown brand boasts 4,500 room keys and 12 hotels in strategic locations across the country. Each of its 6 diverse brands offer a distinct personality to cater to the needs of today's savvy traveler, whatever their purpose for travel may be. With a promise of enriching the travel experiences of its guests, Mega World Hotels and Resorts celebrates a unique culture of service excellence, fueled by warm and heartfelt service that Filipinos are best known for. Committed to providing every guest with unparalleled hospitality, the brand continues to innovate, curating meaningful experiences, building relationships, and inspiring travels while offering you the joys of being home. Mega World Hotels and Resorts. Our heart, your home.
In the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear Father, we thank you for everyone gathered here now. As we surrender ourselves in adoration, we ask that you would come by your Holy Spirit and inspire our hearts today. Come, fill our lives with your love, Fill our conversations with your grace and truth. Bless our speakers to touch our hearts and minds. Give them wisdom and discernment as they share their thoughts with us. Fill this meeting with your presence. Lord God, we ask that you will strengthen us, restore us, and bless us with your love. Fill us with your peace, remove our fears, so that as we journey onwards daily trials, we would pour out your love and grace to others. Heal our land, O Lord. All of this we ask and pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Be seated, lovely ladies, and of course the dashing few gentlemen that are with us this morning. It is still morning, I believe, not yet noon. So I would like to greet everyone a wonderful morning at this winning gathering of women as the Manila Times Women's Forum unfolds in person anew here at the lovely and cozy Seda Residences, Amorsolo. I am Tessa Mauricio Ariola, the Times Lifestyle, Entertainment, and Sunday Times Magazine editor, and it is my honor to be the host and moderator of this Power Women event to celebrate your month and mine, the month of the gorgeous kind of game changers in the world. Held annually from March 1 to 31, this year's Philippine Women's Month, or PWM, honors women from all walks of life with the theme, We for Gender Equality and Inclusive Society, where We is an acronym for women and everyone. PWM also includes the observance of International Women's Day, or IWD, last March 8, which carried the theme Digital Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality. Inspired by these themes, the Manila Times presents today's business forum titled Women Making a Change for a Change. Indeed, as the marvelous Maggie Thatcher said, if you want something done, ask a woman. And today, we will hear from 5 superwomen who truly get things done and have thereby made immeasurable, lasting, and much-needed change in their communities, industries, and across society. They will be properly introduced later, of course, as we go along, but in the meantime, please allow me to recognize some special guests as well as express the Times' sincerest gratitude to those who generously helped in making this forum possible. May I start by acknowledging the presence of Madame Gila Fluss, the amiable wife of the Ambassador of Israel, His Excellency Ilan Fluss. Right beside her is another lovely lady, Madame Indri Aykol, the lovely wife of the Ambassador of Turkey, His Excellency Niyazi Evren. The Manila Times Philippine Women's Month Forum 2023 is co-presented by DeMark Beauty, the global beauty expert, and by SunSmart Solar Power Technology Incorporated. Our thanks go to the forum's overall sponsor, the SM Supermalls. To our special partners, Aboitiz Power Corporation, Everbelena Cosmetics Incorporated, Globe FinTech Innovations Incorporated, which operates the micropayment and virtual wallet service GCash, Punong Bayan and Araulio, and Yale Track Philippines Incorporated. To our patron partners, Aquaskin Philippines, Jesse and Company, Maria Clara Sangria by Destileria Limtuaco and Company, Mega World Hotels and Resorts, Merlin's Cake House and Cafe, and Revlon Philippines. And last but not the least, our beautiful venue partner, Seda Residences, Makati. Meanwhile, our loyal and impressive roster of partners are the British Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines, the French Chamber of Commerce and Industry in the Philippines, the Cebu Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the Chamber of Real Estate and Builders Association Incorporated, the Davao City Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the Financial Executives Institute of the Philippines, the Italian Chamber of Commerce in the Philippines, the Islamic Dawa Council of the Philippines, the Spanish Chamber of Commerce in the Philippines, the Management Association of the Philippines, the Nordic Chamber of Commerce in the Philippines, the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, PCC-INCR, the Philippine Center for Islam and Democracy, and She Talks Peace. May I also thank and recognize our media partners, Rising Tigers Magazine and the Manila Times TV. And I promise you that is the end of our very long list of blessings. Thank you for your patience, and as you can see, you're being rewarded by lunch already after braving traffic and listening to my long introduction. But we get to the exciting parts of our program now. As I said, we are truly grateful for everyone's presence today, and to tell you just how much, allow me to introduce the Manila Times top lady, a multi-awarded and beautiful maker of change like yourselves, our President and COO, for her welcome remarks. Just a little bit more information on our CEO and our president. Besides looking like a fashion model, she is a veteran in news publishing and joined the Times following many successful years with a business broadsheet. In the years since then, she has received numerous accolades from prestigious local and global business organizations. Among them, as one of the 4th Philippine Faces of Success awardees in December 2022, the Diamond Golden Awards Empowered Publication Executive of the Year back in February, and just this March, she was cited for her contribution to women empowerment by the International Council for Small Businesses Philippines. She is building a trophy room as I speak with the help of our ever beautiful friend, another top lady from Wilcon Builders, of course, Rosemary Ong. Her success is no surprise, having graduated magna cum laude from San Sebastian College in Manila with a Bachelor of Science degree majoring in accounting. Her credentials further include a Management Accountant Certificate from the Institute of Certified Management Accountants in Australia. And as a certified public accountant, she continues to be actively involved with the Financial Executives Institute of the Philippines, or PHINEX. She was first appointed as the Manila Times Chief Operating Officer in October 2015, and for her efforts in recuperating, maintaining, and increasing revenues even through the pandemic, she was deservingly promoted in October 2021 to the rank of President and concurrent COO. Counting nearly 8 strength-to-strength years with the publication, I am proud to present to you the Times Boss Lady, our President and COO, my sister, Miss Blanquita Blanca Caluling Mercado.
Thank you, Tessa. That was, I feel like I'm applying for a new job with those long credentials that you have just mentioned. Thank you very much for that. And of course, good morning, everyone. Good morning, gorgeous ladies, beautiful ladies who have braved the traffic, and gentlemen out there. Thank you for joining us today. It's so nice to see all of you here gathered today for one cause, to celebrate the National Women's Month with a theme that, like she said, is We for Gender Equality and Inclusive Society. So ladies, let's all embrace equity. Let's do this. Embrace equity, right? We have this, embrace equity. Okay. I know you're all busy people, so I would like to thank each one of you for taking the time to be with us today. But before anything else, I really have to thank our sponsors again for making this possible. Indulge with me, of course, and acknowledge the presence of our esteemed guests again, Madam Gila Plus, Madam Akyol from the Turkish Embassy, and of course from the Israel Embassy, Madam Plus, and of course, Honorable Congresswoman Migs Nograles, our esteemed speakers, Nikki Tang, CEO of Derm Asia, and D-Mark Beauty, CEO of Connected Women, who happened to be one of our first speaker when we had the latest circle in 2016, Agnes Sarvacho. And of course, Jeneline, the pretty Jeneline Ngay from Stan Smart Technology, and my friend, Marivic Expanyo, of course, from PNA Grand Thornton Chairwoman. All power ladies will be here to give you the insights on how women genders equity, from beauty, how abused women are, have risen, climate change, how women have been empowering climate change. These are the women who will be talking today. So please stay on your seats and be part of the discussion. And also, of course, I'd like to thank our sponsors today. Wait. Our co-presenter today is Derm Asia D-Mart Beauty, and of course, SunSmart. Our sponsor is SM Supermalls. And of course, Aboitiz Power. Ever Belena will be getting some packs from Ever Belena. Yes, later today, so don't go away. So, Shikash is also a sponsor. PNA Grant Thornton, thank you. And Yeltrack. Of course, we have patron partners from Aquaskin. Thank you, Jeff, Hieronymus at the back, an influencer and the owner of Aquaskin. He'll be giving away samples maybe later on. Thank you. Jesse and Company, you have the coffee there. Jesse and Company. Maria Clara Sangria for speakers later on. Mega World Resorts and Hotels. We'll be wrapping up some hotel Jesus, don't go away. And of course, Murnell's Cakes. The speakers will have them, the taste of it. And Revlon, and of course, Watson's. And media partners, of course, Rising Tigers, represented here by Grace, Engineer Grace Bondat Nicolas. Hi, Grace, thank you. And of course, the Manila Times TV. Okay, the Manila Times Women's Circle was born in June 2016. It is an avenue for women to come together for camaraderie and support. This is where we celebrate our achievements, our success, our small victories, and our advocacies. We aim to help in uplifting women in reaching their full potential. As women leaders, we can be agents of change and role models for economical and social empowerment. A collective force that can drive creative solutions, greater opportunities, and gender equality and more inclusive society. But more than anything else, this is a sphere to form new friendships and find mentors, more mentors, of course, who will inspire you in reaching your goals. So this is it. You're all members of the Women's Circle. Congratulations, ladies. You are all empowered. So ladies, let's all raise our glasses. I don't have a glass. For all of us strong and empowered women. As Helen Keller. Thank you, my dear. Raise our glasses. For all of us strong women and empowered women here, I'll be quoting Helen Keller's, "Alone we can do a little, but together we can do so much more." Cheers. Congratulations. Thank you, and good morning to everyone. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you very much to our beautiful and fearless leader, lady leader at the Times. As you can tell, you know, I talk a lot, and so does Blanca. So if any of you know our chairman, Kling Ang, imagine what our meetings are like in his room. You know, the three of us, and he must be so quiet. Yep, he cannot get a word in. But so it's true, ladies. We are talkers because we have a lot to say, and we have, you know, important things to say. So at this point, I think we should load up on lunch for energy to speak more later on as we go along with our forum. So please enjoy the lunch that is being served by Seda, and we would also request please kindly refrain from leaving your seats because we will call on our first speaker perhaps in 10 minutes or so. Am I correct? So bon appetit, and there's time for putting back your lipstick on, I promise you. Women.
Sign up for a year for only 80 pesos per month. Visit tmt.ph/premium to get your free 30 days of the Manila Times Premium.
The SM Malls are now online. Tap to select the SM Mall near you. Shop from your trusted mall brands. Order your cravings and buy legit gadgets from CyberZone. Enjoy multi-brand checkout. All your orders delivered in one go. One delivery fee or pickup in-store. Easy. Fun. Malling to the next level. SM Malls online. Download now.
Belle, let's order food. Got you. This is my family with unique personalities. We have different food faves, but we always eat together. Just choose and tap in SML's online app. Order from 2 restos.
Or free.
Only one delivery fee.
Whoa, what's up?
This is her daddy. A full tummy makes him happy. Mommy loves baking. Pastries are her thing.
Wow.
This is Kuya. He's crazy over milk tea. And this is our Bunso. He'll dance for chicken wings. Just choose and tap in SML's online app. All in one delivery fee, so everyone is happy.
SM Mall's online app. Download now.
Aboitas Power powers progress in the lives of every Filipino every day. We power your homes, your businesses, and your communities in a reliable, cost-efficient, and sustainable way. Over the last century, we have been at the forefront of our country's energy transformation, reimagining sustainability and constantly powering a sustained and inclusive economic growth for our nation. Every day, we will keep the lights on, and every day, we are a step closer to a better future with Aboitiz Power.
In 1988, Ben Punong Bayan and Joe Aralio founded Punong Bayan and Aralio. It opened the doors of its offices in Davao and Cebu in 1991 and 1993 respectively, and a couple more opened in other strategic locations across the country. From the start, the firm focused on looking for distinct qualities in potential employees, and its continuous professional development molded PNAers into well-rounded individuals.
Ang environment sa PNA ay parang pamilya. Hindi mo mapifeel na iba ka.
In 2003, this little firm that could became a member firm of Grant Thornton International. In the same year, PNA Foundation, the CSR unit of PNA Grant Thornton, was founded. For 35 years, PNA Grant Thornton has adopted bold perspectives, divergent thinking, and forged new paths.
Me as a living testimony, isipin siya, nakapatas PNA, nakatanggap ng promotion, na-awardan, na-nominate international. Being fair, walang discrimination, nagtatrabaho ka ng tama, nakikita management yan, i-recognize ka.
And during the pandemic, one of the darkest, most challenging times the world has seen, the firm's resilience shined the brightest.
May iba ang PNA Grant Thornton sa ibang advisory firm dahil sa malasakit nila sa kanilang empleyado na ang turing ay parang pamilya.
More than 3 decades of integrity and excellence, of imbibing a go-beyond mindset. We are PNA Grant Thornton, ready to shape a more vibrant tomorrow.
Mega World Hotels and Resorts is the largest hospitality chain in the Philippines. The 100% homegrown brand boasts 4,500 room keys and 12 hotels in strategic locations across the country. Each of its 6 diverse brands offer a distinct personality to cater to the needs of today's savvy traveler, whatever their purpose for travel may be. With the promise of enriching the travel experiences of its guests, Mega World Hotels and Resorts celebrates a unique culture of service excellence, fueled by warm and heartfelt service that Filipinos are best known for. Committed to providing every guest with unparalleled hospitality, the brand continues to innovate, curating meaningful experiences, building relationships, and inspiring travels while offering you the joys of being home. Mega World Hotels and Resorts. Our heart, your home.
Sign up for a year for only 80 pesos per month. Visit tmt.ph/premium to get your free 30 days of the Manila Times Premium.
The SM Malls are now online. Tap to select the SM Mall near you. Shop from your trusted mall brands. Order your cravings and buy legit gadgets from CyberZone. Enjoy multi-brand checkout. All your orders delivered in one go. One delivery fee or pickup in-store. Easy. Fun. Malling to the next level. SM Malls Online. Download now.
Belle, let's order food. Got you. This is my family with unique personalities. We have different food faves, but we always eat together. Just choose and tap in SML's online app. Order from 2 restos. Or 3. Only 1 delivery fee. Whoa, what's up? This is her daddy. A full tummy makes him happy. Mommy loves baking. Pastries are her thing. This is Kuya. He's crazy over milk tea. And this is our Bunso. He'll dance for chicken wings. Just choose and tap in SML's online app. All in 1 delivery fee, so everyone is happy.
SM Mall's online app. Download now.
Aboitas Power powers progress in the lives of every Filipino every day. We power your homes, your businesses, and your communities in a reliable, cost-efficient, and sustainable way. Over the last century, we have been at the forefront of our country's energy transformation, reimagining sustainability and constantly powering a sustained and inclusive economic growth for our nation. Every day, we will keep the lights on, and every day, we are a step closer to a better future with Aboitas Power.
In 1988, Ben Punong Bayan and Joe Aralio founded Punong Bayan and Aralio. It opened the doors of its offices in Davao and Cebu in 1991 and 1993 respectively, and a couple more opened in other strategic locations across the country. From the start, the firm focused on looking for distinct qualities in potential employees, and its continuous professional development molded PNAers into well-rounded individuals.
Ang environment sa PNA ay parang pamilya. Hindi mo mapifeel na iba ka.
In 2003, this little firm that could became a member firm of Grant Thornton International. In the same year, PNA Foundation, the CSR unit of PNA Grant Thornton, was founded. For 35 years, PNA Grant Thornton has adopted bold perspectives, divergent thinking, and forged new paths.
Me as a living testimony, isipin ko siya, nakapaspas PNA, nakatanggap ng promotion, na-awardan, na-nominate international. Being fair, walang discrimination, nagtatrabaho ka ng tao, nakikita management yan, i-recognize ka.
And during the pandemic, one of the darkest, most challenging times the world has seen, the firm's resilience shined the brightest.
Iba ang PNA Grant Thornton sa ibang advisory firm dahil sa malasakit nila sa kanilang empleyado na ang turing ay parang pamilya.
More than 3 decades of integrity and excellence, of imbibing a go-beyond mindset. We are PNA Grant Thornton, ready to shape a more vibrant tomorrow.
Mega World Hotels and Resorts is the largest hospitality chain in the Philippines. The 100% homegrown brand boasts 4,500 room keys and 12 hotels in strategic locations across the country. Each of its 6 diverse brands offer a distinct personality to cater to the needs of today's savvy traveler, whatever their purpose for travel may be. With the promise of enriching the travel experiences of its guests, Mega World Hotels and Resorts celebrates a unique culture of service excellence, fueled by warm and heartfelt service that Filipinos are best known for. Committed to providing every guest with unparalleled hospitality, the brand continues to innovate, curating meaningful experiences, building relationships, and inspiring travels while offering you the joys of being home. Mega World Hotels and Resorts. Our heart, your home.
I'm very sorry. I know we are all chit-chatting. That's what happens when you bring ladies together in a room and a table. We can't stop the conversation, but we will get to that a little later. I know you're all multitaskers, so I'm sure you won't mind listening to our speakers now as you polish off your lunches. So without further ado, allow me to introduce our first speaker. Besides serving as PBA Party List representative in the 19th Congress, our speaker is a founding partner of the law firm Nograles, Ilagan, Keiko, and Dabi, or NICD. A law professor, businesswoman, and arbitrator, she is known to the masses as the lovely lady lawyer who provides free legal advice through her show titled Paano Ba Attorney, or Yes, PBA. As Kong Migs, she is concurrently Assistant Majority Leader and a member of the 20 committees that include Population and Family Relations and Women and Gender Equality, among others. A graduate of AB Economics and AB Political Science from Fordham University, New York, the valedictorian of her class secured professional degrees in both Juris Doctor and Master of Business Administration with exposure to classes in Columbia University, King's College London, and Oxford University in the UK. A sports advocate as well, she seeks a healthier nation with equal protection across all genders and generations. A truly exceptional lady of the law, legislator, and so much more. Please welcome our first speaker, the Honorable Congresswoman Margarita Nograles.
Would you like me to put it here or? Yeah, please. Thank you. Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Ms. Tessa. It's afternoon, right? Good afternoon, everyone. To my fellow speakers, well, let me first say thank you to Ms. Blanca Mercado for inviting me. I met you, I think, 3 weeks ago during the Rising Tigers event, and then she approached me and invited me to this, and I'm very honored. Thank you so much. To Ms. Rhoda Zabat, to Ms. Tessa, thank you for that introduction. To my fellow speakers today who are beautiful individuals, and we started talking about what they were pushing for, and I think we're going to end up all hopefully collaborating with each other after this event. To Ms. Maria Espano, to Ms. Nikki Tang, to Ms. Jenny Ngai, did I say that correctly? And to Ms. Agnes Urbasio. Of course, to the wives of the different ambassadors, to Madame Fluss and Madame Akyol, and to all other guests this afternoon, good afternoon, and to everyone who made this event possible. Good afternoon, and thank you so much for inviting me. So growing up, I've always dreamed and wanted to be a superwoman. A woman which, based on society's standards, is a woman who can excel and cope successfully with the simultaneous demands of a career, marriage, and motherhood. Although I'm still not yet married, there's still that pressure from my family. And I think many of us women aspire to be superwoman because society has made us believe that we need to be one in order to be heard, to be taken seriously, and to lead. But however, before I go into that, let me again take this opportunity to thank Manila Times and the whole team for making this event possible. I had no hesitation in confirming my attendance when I received the invitation to be one of the keynote speakers for today's event on empowering women. I have always been an advocate of women empowerment, and I think that we need more events such as these to drum up our call to gender equality and to have an inclusive society. This year, this forum is centered around the theme, Women Making Change for Change. This is also anchored in the new recurring theme of the National Women's Month celebration, which is We for Gender Equality and Inclusive Society, an appropriate pronoun which deserves emphasis in our world mostly driven by men. With that, I have wholeheartedly attended several events in line with the Women's Month celebration. Yesterday, the House of Representatives held its all-women session, where women took over the floor, and the session was basically run by a lot of women, and I was fortunate enough to be appointed as the deputy speaker during yesterday's all-women session. Over the weekend, I have attended various Women's Month celebrations in my hometown. There's several barangays in Davao City, where I'm from. I've also attended, of course, the favorite of Filipinos, several pageants in the different barangays, showcasing and emphasizing not only the beauty of women, and which is what I loved about these pageants, is that the scoring of the judges did not just emphasize on the physical beauty of these women, but there was more emphasis towards the intelligence and the wit of women, which I really think our pageant should focus more on. And it was very nice to see that the change, especially that it was in different shapes of women that were included in the pageants, and these women are just very beautiful and very intelligent, and I was so proud of the local community for pushing such pageants. But most importantly, I met with several groups of women where we will now start within Davao City to create women leaders that we will call PBA, of course, which stands for Para sa Babaeng Aasenso. So these women leaders, once we formulate it and create a group, an organized group, will now have access to various tested training programs, have access to mental health programs, have access to free legal advice and coping for the VAUSI cases, domestic abuse, bullying, cyberbullying, guidance and support for the children, and of course access to several sports programs and training opportunities. Taking part in these events made me realize that we have come so far in terms of empowering women's rights and cementing gender equality. With this, it is but right to thank and recognize the people and organizations who came before us to achieve whatever progress we may have now. Malayo na tayo, pero malayo pa tayo. Despite all our continued efforts of women's rights advocates, organizations, allies, and government agencies, issues on domestic violence, sexual abuse, and discrimination, online exploitation, and the other hardships that women face daily are still on the rise. Growing up, I wasn't actually spared with these challenges. I was actually a victim of bullying. And it wasn't because I was solely incapable, but it was more because I was a woman. I spoke my mind, I was too strong, I kept quiet, I was too weak. There were different things that I had to adjust to just for people to accept me. Yet I was still bullied. Sadly, most of these bullies were actually women as well. And that is what made me change my definition of what women empowerment should be. Empowered women should not be empowered as a sole individual. That is not enough. Empowered women should empower other women and help other women find their strength, courage, and passion. I have found that women who come together provide more strength than a woman working alone. We should learn how to help push other women higher and not push them to the ground. With my experience, although it was difficult and some remnants of trauma might still be there, I was still very lucky because at least my parents, my family, and some of my friends didn't love me less because of my gender. And people around me didn't limit me solely for the fact that I am just a woman. In fact, they helped me strive for higher things because being a woman, I believe, is such a unique gift. This, I think, is something that every woman and girl should believe in, that being a woman is a blessing, a gift, an advantage, and of course, our power. It's a power that we women can hold. Now that I'm a lawyer, as a founding partner of the NICAD law firm in Davao, a businesswoman, an arbitrator, and a representative under PBA party list, I made it a priority to propose laws that would better the lives of women and children. Some of these bills that are now under different stages of legislations are House Bill number 1364, otherwise known as Strengthening the Single Persons Welfare Act, House Bill number 2886, or the Stop Bullying Act, which would address all kinds of bullying, from cyberbullying to physical bullying to mental bullying. All kinds of bullying will be addressed here. House Bill 1365, or the Domestic Violence Abuse Act, which will now stop domestic violence across all genders. So this would actually mean including the male partners and the LGBTQI plus community to stop domestic bullying in our households. Of course, co-authors of different women legislation acts, such as expanding the VAUSI Act, the Violence Against Women and Children Act, and of course, author of several House resolutions that applaud and give recognition to our women athletes and artists. These bills and resolutions will not only help inclusivity, but will help strengthen and address current problems faced by women in society. But there's still so much more to be done. And so as a lawyer, part of my advocacy is to make the legal and justice system accessible to the general public, especially to women. In fact, in our office in Davao City, we give priority to women, especially those who need legal advice, who have been abused sexually, emotionally, mentally. There's a women's desk in our office where women can actually go there and are given free legal advice and access already to several local government units that will help address their problems. I have also made sure to recognize all efforts and achievements by Filipino women who are rising the bar of excellence in various fields like sports, youth engagement, culture and arts, and among others, through, as I mentioned earlier, the House resolutions. The struggle that women face daily is embedded historically and culturally in our system. But we can also start today to make history, where we view gender equality not solely as a woman's issue, but everyone's issue. Yes, there's still a lot of work to do to strengthen the gender equality laws, improve social inclusion of women in poorer communities, allow more women in policy and government participation, and create a world where women are free to live without discrimination, harassment, and violence. But it won't start changing unless we consistently push for these things. It should not be a now movement, but a now, tomorrow, and a day after movement. I hope with our collective efforts as a community, we create a world where we need not to be a superwoman to be heard, to be taken seriously, and to lead. I hope we help one another to be the best women in our field. And I just hope that because we push for women's rights, we also don't discount the fact that we must live harmoniously with all other genders and gender preferences. This is what gender equality is all about. We give all genders an equal opportunity to take up space in our society based on character and abilities, and not solely on one's gender alone and or gender preference. Remember, babae ka. Hindi ka babae lang. Thank you for this opportunity, and good afternoon to everyone.
Thank you very much, Attorney Miggs, for that truly inspiring sharing. And thank you for opening up to us about a difficult time in your life. It's quite difficult to think that such a beautiful lady who's very strong, has such a great personality, can go through bullying. But I hope you can answer questions that our guests might have later about this in our open forum. Okay. So I'm so sorry, much as we would like to ask Kong Miggs about, her experiences, she does have a very busy day ahead and could only spare, the couple of hours that she was here with us today. So I'd like to please call her back to center stage so that our President Blanca could give you our little token of appreciation. To a true superwoman, another round of applause for Congresswoman Miggs Nograles. So maybe we could ask you one question. What is your advice to women like you, super women like you, who are thriving in their careers and yet their families and society are still pressuring them to get married?
That's a beautiful question. I'm still not married, so I don't know if I'm gonna give good advice. Actually, I say this to a lot of women my age and even older who are still in pressure. I actually got my eggs frozen.
Very good. That's
it
so
removes
good.
a lot
Yeah.
of
Mhm,
pressure.
mhm, yeah.
Because
Yes.
it's a choice that you have,
Yeah.
especially for the younger ones, those who are watching. It's a good choice to do if you have that option, if your insurance can cover it. Because you shouldn't be limited just because you feel like you're running out of time.
True, yeah.
I'm always like a go-getter. I always believe that you have a dream, go get your dream, and you shouldn't be limited just because of your biological clock.
Yeah.
So now that at least society has figured out how to kind of address this fear and this pressure, if you can get your ex frozen, get your ex frozen.
True. Yeah.
You don't have to get married just because of the pressure and all. I mean, I'd love to. Don't get me wrong. Sana may forever. But yeah, don't get pressured. I think the number one thing that causes also, and I talk to a lot of women who kind of want to escape already their marriage, and a lot who want to go through annulment and legal separation who've been abused. Most of them, if not all, was complaining that they fell into the pressure of getting married early, and so it didn't work out. So I always want to say that just don't feel pressured, and we now have different access to several scientific things to remove that pressure, and if you can do it, go do it and chase your dreams.
Yay. Thank you very much. It's an answer that none of us expected, but an answer that has truly made us admire you all the more. I mean, you did get your childhood dream. You did become a superwoman, and you can get to do all of these things for women before you go and do the thing naman for you. So thank you very much once again, and yes. Would you like to read the citation blanks, or, well, it's just our little thank you. Yes.
Thank you very much for releasing us. Thanks for you from our sponsor.
Yes, we were saying on our table earlier, for some reason, when women are all together and there are freebies in the middle, it just makes lunch all the better, you know? You may not use them or drink them, but you know, it's just so much fun to get these little goodies. And we thank our sponsors, of course, for sharing their products with us, and we hope that our speakers and of course our guests also enjoy them at home and pamper themselves. Ladies, you deserve it. So a touch of Ever Bilena here and there after this. So if we could help Congress, but there you go. See, that's what you get for being a speaker at the Manila Times Women's Forum. This is what happens to you. This is what you bring home.
Thank you.
We'll get in touch again. We'll do a feature for Sunday Times Magazine. Yeah. So, una pa lang po yan sa lima nating very inspiring women that are speaking to us today. So I can promise you, and you already know, I'm sure, that this afternoon will really be worth your while. Our second speaker is the Chairwoman and Chief Executive Officer of Punong Bayan. No, a photo first. Okay, with the speakers. Sorry, would just like to request our speakers, please, to join us here at center stage, just so that we have a photo with the Kong Mig, so that we have a photo of the five of you all together. So So, yeah, let's pretend that we're not preempting presenting our other speakers. So, yes, please. Oh, if we could switch off the projector, is it that's okay because because we want to look the way we do, perfect in all our pictures. So no backlight. Thank you. Women of beauty and substance, indeed, all 5 of our speakers. Wait, let's go. Okay, also. Okay. All right. Again, thank you very much to PBA Party List Representative Attorney Migs Nograles. Again, we move on to our second speaker for the day. She is the Chairwoman and Chief Executive Officer of Punong Bayan and Araulio, a member firm within the Grant Thornton International Limited, and one of the country's leading professional service firms providing audit, accounting, advisory, and tax services. A Philippine certified public accountant, a certified management accountant in Australia, an associate certificate coach of the International Coach Federation, and a fellow of the Institute of Corporate Directors, she was recognized by the Philippine Professional Regulation Commission as 2020's Outstanding Professional in the field of accountancy. A staunch believer of continuous learning and development, she completed her master's degree in accountancy at the Polytechnic University of the Philippines and has attended various executive programs at the Asian Institute of Management, Wharton Business School of the University of Pennsylvania, and the Said Business School of Oxford University. She obtained her undergraduate degree in mathematics for teachers from the Philippine Normal University under a national government scholarship. In addition to her role at P&A Grant Thornton, she is a trustee of both the Phoenix Foundation and Phoenix Academy, and a fellow and trustee of the Institute of Corporate Directors. She served as president of Phoenix in 2018 and board governor of MAP from 2020 to 2021. One extremely accomplished lady indeed. Let us now listen to P&A Chairman and CEO, Ms. Maria Victoria Espana.
Hello. Hello, thank you, Tess, and thank you for the very generous introduction.
Kulang pa yon. Kulang pa ho.
Well, thank you to Manila Times, especially Ms. Blanca, for inviting PNA to be part of this event. I'm here to share with you the latest results of the Women in Business report done by Grant Thornton. But before doing that, I'd like to share that, we have been doing this survey for more than 10 years. And we talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion because in Grant Thornton, we believe that respect is a very important value that we uphold. The belief that every person has self-worth and that every person can create value and has impact in the workplace and in society. Also, as the results will show, diversity is a requirement for being attractive to both customers and employees. So now moving on to the results of the survey, may I request for the slides to be put up? Don't worry, this is just small, very short presentation, but I thought that, people are basically visual. So rather than listening to what I'm saying, you could just look at the slides and they tell the story. So this is the 2023 report. Next slide, please. So here, on the left table, you would see that globally, the percentage of women that occupy senior management roles in the companies that were surveyed has risen to 32%. Slightly, 1 percentage point higher compared to last year, but it is good to see that the trend has been improving if you look at the graph on the right side of the screen. Looking at the region, APAC, the percentage is slightly lower for 2023. It's at 30%. But if you look at Philippines, it's 45%. By the way, the numbers at the table represent the 3-year moving average. Okay, so that would be if you look at 2023, that would be the average of the results for the past 3 years. So it has been improving for the Philippines from 43% average in 2021. We now are at 45%, a great improvement. Now, if you look at 2023 results alone, Philippines has actually 49% of senior leadership role being held by women. I don't know if you observe that in your companies, but it seems to be real, right?
Yes, very much.
Very. Okay. And if you look at the top 10 countries that has the most number of women, Philippines and Singapore would be at the top, place. Next slide, please. Now, the survey actually also analyzed the percentage of women by position. So you would see at the global level, as I was mentioning earlier, it moved from 31% to 32%, the 3-year average. But what is interesting here, if you look at the arrows, you would see an increase in the percentage of women in very significant roles, like the CEO, that improved from 24% to 28%. You have the CMO, Marketing Officer, 23 to 25. COO, a slight increase. But interesting to see that the CIO has moved from 19 to 23%. So in the past, those roles are primarily dominated by male officers, right? So interesting to see that there is an uptick in the percentages. Can we move on to the next slide? Now, what is the picture in the Philippines? If you look at the data, well, for the CEO role, sadly, it moved down from 38% to 24%. We'd like to find out more what caused that. But other positions like, COO role from 24 to 27, that's a significant increase. Chief Marketing Officers also from 24 to 31. And then sales is a significant increase from 20 to 42%. Again, it would be interesting to hear the stories about this increases or decreases, right? Next slide, please. Now, we believe that, there is an increasing trend for women to be appointed for senior leadership role. And the study attributes this actually to 3 factors. First one is the external pressure around ESG, right? So globally, companies are becoming more conscious, becoming more adaptive to embrace the ESG goals. And if you look at ESG concerns, diversity and inclusion would be top of the priorities of companies when it comes to addressing social issues. In the Philippines, I don't know if you've had the chance, if you look at the annual reports of most of our listed companies, diversity would be one of their key priority areas. Today, we see that investors, especially the venture capitalists, are looking for companies that have programs to support diversity and inclusion. Governments are likewise issuing new policies to support diversity. In India, the study mentioned that there is now a requirement for independent directors, female independent directors, to be included. I believe Malaysia has done that several years ago, and that has been a lot, there has been a lot of discussion here in the Philippines as well, whether diversity, gender diversity should also be part of the qualifications of the independent directors being selected by listed companies. In other countries likewise, government regulatory policies have pushed for longer periods of maternity leaves. In Australia, I think I saw something like 6 months to help their female employees who have just given birth adjust to the demands of motherhood. Now, the second factor that we are seeing that would, that's causing this trend is the increasing number of female CEOs, right? As we have been talking earlier, women support women. We see that the CEOs are starting to appreciate the value of having diverse mindset, diverse perspectives in their leadership team. And so you can see from 2019, from 15%, we are now looking at 28%. That's a significant increase. But we still have to do a lot more. The study is mentioning that the tipping point to realize significant changes is at 30%. So 28 to 30, we have to do a lot more to achieve that rate. And then finally, another factor that is seen to boost the increase in percentage of women in leadership role is the hybrid working arrangement that has been adopted by many companies, especially during the last 3 years, the pandemic, right? So this has given the opportunity to women to, to balance the requirements, the pressure of a wife and a mother, and complement, the work that he's doing in his own company. You would see on the left side, on the right side of the graph, that the percentage of women in leadership roles is higher when you have a hybrid setup. So that's the purple one, the 53%, versus the more traditional setup, the full office setup, only about 30, lower than 40% would be women. Next slide, please. Now, just talking about here, this further, we can see in this particular slide that, again, adopting a hybrid model works very well for women. The more flexible the work arrangement is, the more that women can embrace the challenges of senior leadership role. Now, I know that after the pandemic, there has been a lot of discussion or pressure for employers to bring back their people to the office, right? I think there's an opportunity for us to analyze what are the learnings from the past 2 years and pick up what is best for our people. Now, embracing a hybrid environment doesn't become successful by simply just saying, okay, you have the option to come to office or not. You have to enable, the company has to enable its employees to work and be more engaged and be more productive. So that would cover investment in technology, access to a safe environment, and other arrangements that would encourage them to stay connected and be on top of their game. Now, next slide, please. Now, here in the Philippines, this is the data. 50, almost 55% of the organizations surveyed currently have hybrid models. And I hope that would continue, that we would, again, as I said, analyze what worked well and what are the challenges in making sure that we can continue under this environment. Next slide, please. Now, I think the survey also mentioned that it is, aside from the hybrid work, we're seeing a trend among Philippine employers. There, some intervention programs are being practiced right now to engage more their employees, especially the women. So these are some of the best practices that the survey has identified. So creating an environment where people can speak up, 63% said that they are doing that. Promoting work-life balance. I think the pandemic showed that, people are clamoring for that kind of balance in their life. Suddenly they realize that work is not everything. And employers are addressing that particular need. They're also being more adaptable to flexible work arrangements, like not just the office, office home arrangement, but also the time and the work relationship that they would have, they want to have with their employees. Okay, so I think this is the last slide in my presentation. Is that correct? Could you move on to the next slide? That's it. Thank you so much, and I hope you find this information interesting and would be able to use them in your own organizations. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, CEO Marivic. Thank you for sharing the good news with us that women are rule more and more. I think CEO Marivic also has to carry on with her day. So we would also like to invite her back and here in front so that Blanca can give her our token of appreciation. Thank you so much for joining us today. I will ask if there's any question from the floor. Maybe she can accommodate just one question. Anybody? Okay, I think that it was just so complete, the presentation, that we have all the information that we need. So, I think the Manila Times could be, like a sample unit of an office of a corporation that has a lot of women at the top of the company. Of course, we have Blanca, we have Rhoda over there. Rhoda is the vice president also. And our marketing team is really, I think, mostly female. Am I correct, ladies? They're all over the place there. And even my team, we're all girls in the lifestyle and entertainment section. So we always have fun putting our pages together. Thank you so very much. Again, a round of applause for our speaker, PNA CEO, Marivic Espano. Thank you. Of course, no, we understand. These are our speakers are movers and shakers of the country, so we cannot keep them in this room. It's not fair to the rest of the nation. So they have to go ahead with their days. But we have 3 more to go, and I do hope that everybody's enjoying their dessert by now. A cup of coffee maybe, while we listen in on remaining speakers. Our 3rd speaker built 2 of the country's leading providers of dermocosmetics and aesthetic devices through determination, hard work, and the courage to tap into the market of anti-aging in the Philippines. She is our hero, ladies. Today, CEO of Dumart Beauty and Derm Asia Corporations, she was exposed to entrepreneurship at a young age and utilized her love for beauty to establish companies with dynamic, forward-thinking teams fueled by positive cultural development. Her passion to innovate and provide beauty solutions to Filipinos is not limited through her companies. Calling herself a beautypreneur, our next speaker explains that aside from her enterprises, she also gives importance to helping people achieve their beauty goals by working hand in hand with medical professionals to come up with the best solutions. Always sought for advice by aspiring entrepreneurs, she counts 3 important attitudes towards success. Believe in yourself, stay true to your passion, and never lose hope. Beautiful inside out. Please welcome the CEO of Dumart Beauty and Derm Asia Corporations, Miss Nikki Tang. Hello, Nikki.
Thank you, dear. I'm sorry.
I know, this is yours. Yeah.
There we go. Thank you, beautiful Tessa, for really making this event very lively. Thank you, dear Blanca, and the lovely audience today. So, yeah, we can start with my slide. Amazing, beautiful afternoon to all beautiful people today. There you go. So I'm on a mission to help transform women in this world that often tells them that they're not good enough. But, okay, next slide, please. And there are 2 key things to this. One is embracing that beauty is power, and of course, self-love can be a platform for women empowerment. Next slide, please. As the CEO of Dumart Beauty and Derm Asia Corporation, my everyday dealings allow me to actually see beauty as a power and cultivating self-love to radically transform our personal experiences. And with this, it also allows me to be collaborating a lot with skincare specialists, dermatologists, beauty retail, marketplaces online, and we have established ourselves, next slide please. So we have established ourselves to be the pioneer of the distribution of dermocosmetic and leading medical aesthetic devices in the industry in the country. Okay, so when I was young, my mother would always tell me that beauty, your inner soul reflects your outer beauty. And I would constantly wonder her statement saying, Nikki, always believe that beauty is more than skin deep. At first, I could not understand what does this mean. And then I realized that so many inspiring, successful, beautiful women, they all have one thing in common, and that is as long as they see themselves within like a valuable jewel, then we can all realize that we can shine our light to the world. So what really is beauty? Is it looking like Grace Kelly, Princess Diana, or Heart Evangelista? Well, for me, beauty is actually a combination of unique qualities, something that is made of your character, intelligence, creativity, and beauty is also something that is not conventionally attractive, that is not being conventionally attractive, rather. And also, it also means something that once you look yourself in the mirror, you could still feel good. More so, it also means that you can look inside yourself and find peace. Okay, so there. From there, I want to share that I want women to realize how beauty can really transform our lives and experiences. When we look good, we feel good, and we do good. And when we feel confident, we exude confidence. And when we exude confidence, it becomes very authentic for us to unleash our natural beauty. And with that, we tend to chase our passion. We also tend to grow. We see the best version of ourselves. We also unleash our limitless potential. And feeling beautiful also helps improve our self-perception. You tend to be less critical of yourself. You also tend to be less critical of others. And you approach situation with more compassion and kindness. And people tend to gravitate to you. And when people gravitate to you, what happens next? So people believe in you. And when people believe in you, it means that your actions and words can move people. You then become agent of change. So with this, it made me realize that it's very inspiring and motivating and purposeful to share, to inspire women that they should believe how beauty is power. So how do we radiate power? How do we attract power? Next slide, please. Okay, so it is very important to have self-love. And with self-love, remember there are 3 dimensions in our mind, body, and spirit. When you feel good outside, you tend to also radiate, illuminate, and influence others. Now, with this one, how to cultivate self-love, it's also very important to take care internally. So it's very important to nourish our body and mind with the food that it needs. We need to rehydrate ourselves, our dress, our outside appearance. Let's choose to wear clothes that would also flatter us. Find the right shade for your lips, but you don't have to stop there because it's also very important that you fill your mind with positive thoughts that would uplift your spirit. Next slide, please. Okay, so here are some of the tips I would like to share for you to commit, and with this, it can also help you find your beauty and also cultivate self-love. So the first is have a self-care routine. Of course, engage in activities that promote physical health. Have a good routine sleep. Keep a journal on the mental note so you can also jot your thoughts and name your emotions. Satiate your spirit with gratitude and mindfulness exercises. And of course, always end of the day or even beginning of the day, start your day with prayers. Second, all right, it is also very important to be kind to yourself, pat yourself at the back, give empathy to yourself just as you would also give empathy to your friends. So practice self-compassion. Next slide. Okay. It is also very good and healthy to set healthy boundaries. Learn to say no, prioritize your mental, physical well-being. It is also important that it's not self-serving or being selfish, but to also prioritize what really makes you feel happy and fulfilled inside and out. The fourth one, celebrate your strengths. So where you are now is a product of your strength and talent. So we each have our own journey, but consider that each journey is already your milestones. And the fifth one, embrace your individuality. Celebrate what makes you different from others. We are very unique in this world. Nobody is the same as like us. So we each have a story to tell and be proud of yourself. Surround yourself with possibility. Seek experiences and environments that would foster growth. Be surrounded with friends and people that would encourage you and support you. All right, the last but not the least, practice gratitude. Appreciate the good things in your life because if you prime up yourself with being gratitude, especially during tough times, you can really overcome any challenges, and it would also reveal the inner warmth of yourself, of your face and of your smile. Okay, next slide, please. All right, so here, I'm happy to share that in summary, these are all the different steps that you could cultivate self-love because when you do this, you can really feel the power and influence the others. Okay, next slide, please. All right. I have my personal podcast, which I actually started 2 years ago during the pandemic, and it made me feel and made me realize that as a beautypreneur, I want to go beyond being just an entrepreneur in beauty, but to encourage women to experience the difference when you help transform other lives and how it impacts other people's lives. So, beauty is not only about how you look, but also how you feel. Let us all remember that we can all create this world where beauty is a force for good. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nikki. Thank you. Oh, sorry. I will hope you can stay because we do want all the beauty tips from Nikki, how she looks like she is. Thank you for reminding us that while it is up to women to save the world, we have to first take care of ourselves and make sure that we're up for the job. So do not feel guilty, ladies. If you take that extra 10 minutes in front of the mirror before going out and saving the day because we deserve it if we feel good inside. We do our best. Diba, sis? Yes. Yan, okay. Agree. You sent me a message. I'm not sure if I didn't get to read it. No? It's okay. Sorry. Baka sinasabi na naman ni Blanca na, you know, minsan sabihin namin, I had a bad day, pero ang ganda-ganda mo naman, sis, okay lang yan, di ba? That's what you say. That's what we say to each other. So you also have to support one another and remind all our lady friends you're beautiful and you can do so much good in the world. Ayan po. Thank you, Derm Asia CEO Nikki, and she will stay, thankfully, and we will have her again for the Q&A. Yes. Thank you. Okay, number 4, speaker number 4. We have 2 more, then we get to chat. Every one of us can get to ask our questions for our speakers. Our 4th speaker is one of the very first women in the green energy field in the Philippines to be featured by the Manila Times in its Keep in View section in 2020 as a woman power player, recognizing her solid determination to bring solar energy to 16 million Filipinos who remain unserved and underserved in the most remote areas of the country. Since then, her work has not only been covered by media, but honored with awards from various esteemed organizations. She won in the global arena of the Asia Corporate Excellence Sustainability in Malaysia as Most Promising SME and as Asia Corporate Excellence Sustainability Business Leader through her company, SunSmart Solar Power Technology Incorporated. In January 2022, she was one of the few and carefully chosen inspirational women key speakers at the WHD, or World Humanitarian Drive in London, UK, to combat adversity against the uprising and vast effects of climate change. Always ready to help people in need, she is also beloved by the LGBTQ communities and Filipino fashion designers today for providing them with livelihood opportunities when their work was suspended during the pandemic. A shining star in more ways than one, please welcome SunSmart Solar Power Technology co-founder and president Jenny Lynn Granados. Manyo Ngay. Correct? Again, let me say that again. Sorry. Please welcome SunSmart Solar Power Technology President and CEO, co-founder Jenny Lynn Granados Maanyo Ngay. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you, the Manila Times. The Manila Times is very close to SunSmart. As you can see, they're very active on the energy field, especially on the renewables. I would say that SunSmart is one of the pioneer of off-grid or solar hybrid power in the country. So we brace the challenge of actually doing the mission of going from one island to another. That's why I always put in my posts whenever they see me, where are you today? They can tell if I don't answer, she might be on a mountain or she might be on another island. So that's what we do. Like, we serve more of power in the rural areas of the country because 80% of our population is actually like more in this far-flung area. So our challenge is actually like to extend transmission line, which is actually very costly. That is now the major setback of the Department of Energy and also Transco. But the goal is being changed dramatically by SunSmart, wherein we believe that the putting up of microgrids or our micro-utility power station from one sitio to one barangay to one smart city is possible. That's why our tagline comes with saying, living off the grid is made possible with SunSmart. So that is only my intro, by the way. So I really would like to share more of what we do, and I would like to share more in a factor of the uprising effect of the climate change, not because we always think that solar power or renewables play a vital role on it. There is a great factor why renewable and power on the solar side is a mere factor of contributing more on this climate change effect. And what we as women, particularly in these communities that we serve, impact SunSmart. That's why we make it very adaptable on this area. that made us made a huge recall from one local government unit to another as well. So our company is not new in the Philippines. We've been here for 5 years. We've gone through a lot, and we are the power company who bring mobile power in this area. We're in the participation from National Electrification Administration with Department of Energy up to the side of the National Government Agency. I would say I am thankful for the support that I have gotten. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat at mabuhay. So, men itself is multiplied with unity and power, as it does not only sound as we, it's a combination with the word men already signify equality. As a woman who is the green energy field of watts, amps, voltages, and hertz, that's exactly how the Manila Times wrote that to me in year 2017, or I think 2018. We're such as a pool of loud and strong men. I am no electrical engineer. I am not an engineer by profession. I am a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Business Management from the University of the East Manila. I was the breadwinner daughter, a wife, a mother of 3 boys, a former beauty queen, a fashion model of many brands, a businesswoman, a mentor. The list can go on, to which I say is to each and every woman herein. You can become the best version of yourself if you can only open up to all the possibilities as well. As I to far-flung communities, as a woman, I am motivated by the challenges. I faced many challenges and setback, especially entering energy field is actually a lot of competition. But positioning myself wherein areas with no power has no accessibility, then, therefore, I have no competition. So see how smart women are? Not many will attempt to do so, but since I am an adventurer myself, my entire team can tell that I am an adventurer, and I'm always a very much willing learning student of life, I wanted to experience the fullness of every journey that I take, no matter how very far the communities I intend to serve will be. So as a woman, one of my challenges is my husband, of course. He will be telling me, you cannot travel. Where have you been? You cannot go to this area. I would say that I climbed a high mountain. I would say that I have gone through a far-flung island. I would also say that together with my fellow beauty queens herein, they will attest that even though he will say no, I will be there. Okay? Because I like it. I want to experience it. I want to understand. And that understanding, especially at the level of every Filipinos in these far-flung communities, brought me closer to coming up with the solution from one area to another, from one lifestyle to another. That's where our power, I believe, was able to actually fit in. It fits in to the lifestyle of every Filipino, not just in the urban community, but putting the idea of actually uplifting those people from bottom to up. Because I said, it should be equal, it should be fair, there should not be only the advantage of having power and digitalization in the urban. Imagine the existence of virtual education right now in our country during the pandemic. The challenge there was, the off-grid areas was actually left out. And every kid have to struggle having a module. And this module even have to be brought to this far-flung community, and they don't know even how to address to all these modules. So I realized that that's the advantage on during the COVID, play an integral role to SenSmart. You can check that. Like, we brought in a lot of our solar generators to every far-flung schools, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. And I would say that that is one of our proudest and biggest contribution, because despite the pandemic that could have been halted, SenSmart was serving one area to another. With the brownouts that we experienced as we all locked down, the country cannot sustain supplying major diesel to each diesel genset power plants, because everybody is using power now, not just morning on the base load, but even more of the nighttime. So that's where actually we experienced during that time. So with my purpose on energizing the GIDAs, or the geographically isolated disadvantaged areas, which are most affected by climate change today, I believe that women, girls, and marginalized communities must be involved in the design and implementation of climate response actions to ensure the equal sharing of benefits. Because women possess a unique knowledge, creativity, and very passionate experience. Particularly in the local level, their inclusion in decision-making process is critical to the effective climate action. So imagine, like I always say that, why women is a factor for climate change. She thinks, she's creative, she protects, she nurture, she care. She's a combination of all these things. Well, I would understand that men, of course, may not have the same kind of level of our compassion. But when we bring this all up together, climate change factor involves a very passionate love for the environment. So I say that I agree with the United Nations in 2019 study. They found out that increasing women's representation in the national parliaments leads to the adoption of more stringent climate change policies that result to lower emissions. At the local level, the participation of women in natural resource management is associated with better resource governance and conservation outcomes. Expanding women's access to productive resources can even increase in agricultural production and food security because women will always think of the family. So she will be there even though the husband is a farmer. She will be actually be the one thinking what will be the food for tomorrow. Where will I actually put this? My kids has to be fed, right? So the first thing that she will be thinking on that particular level is actually how to improve the agricultural side. And SunSmart actually addressed the agricultural side wherein we try to eliminate the use of diesel genset and make use of our solar generation systems. So by doing so, if we will be doing this, the agricultural farm yields will actually rise by 20 to 30% and 100 to 150 million people would no longer go hungry. I would say that a vital component in the agricultural sector is power. With power, there will be clean drinking water, there will be water for irrigation, there will be access for digitalization for our farmers who up to now, they may have the app, but they cannot access it. They cannot trade digitally because they don't have the power to do so. But if that power is an infrastructure component, I would say that on top of the list, in whatever manner, food security is the most essential factor. So in SunSmart, we say that the dedication of actually providing the technology is beyond sustainability. As food security, together with power on this kind of agricultural areas, which are mainly are off-grid, these are the source wherein we actually need to improvise resiliency. I believe every Filipinos are resilient by nature. Every typhoon, there we go. Down and up, putting up our houses one to another. But I would say that this time we have to face reality that we can actually become very resilient beyond of what we do if we actually also do sustainability both on two things, on our technology, okay, and of course number two, and also protecting our agricultural side, and also that's the part of the environmental factor as well. As mentioned earlier, in the workplace, women's leadership is associated with increased transparency around climate impact. Higher percentages of women on corporate boards positively correlates with the disclosure of carbon emission information. Talk to a woman in a corporate level, they will be the first one to voice out, to eliminate carbon emission. They will be the one to actually share the thoughts of protecting the environment, of addressing sustainability, and of course with a woman such as that, she will be addressing the same factor of resiliency. So having this kind of collective action against climate change will require big shifts in how produce and measure economic value will actually be transitioning as well. So finally, sexual and reproductive health and rights are essential for gender equality in climate action. By strengthening health systems to meet the current demand for sexual and reproductive health services, gains made in environmental and biodiversity conservation, adaptation for change, climate improvements in health, education, and gender equality is a major factor that we need to improvise on these far-flung communities or even in the rural areas. In SunSmart, I have summarized the aforesaid as our mission. We have a mission in SunSmart. This is our advocacy, and we summarize it with the word elements. And elements means elevating livelihood, empowering mankind, engaging nature towards sustainability. To my fellow women herein, may we always be reminded to be like the sun, There will be dark moments in our life where women can easily be knocked off as we are emotionally fragile. Maybe that's the reason why the rate of the women from the CEO level goes down last 3 years ago, just like what earlier Attorney was mentioned. Because during the pandemic, maybe we're so distressed and stressed, and right that we have faced a total setback. But always do remember, like in SunSmart, we always say, there will be dark moments, but the sun will always shine. That's the reason why Philippines is very much rich in sunshine. And may every woman herein be empowered by being bright, being beautiful, and luster to the most, of course. Cheers to everyone.
Thank you very much. You do bring brightness to the room, and thank you for bringing brightness to so many parts of the Philippines as well. So, women, we are all, rays of sunshine. Let us spread that sunshine everywhere. Again, we will have, of course, our speakers together at the Q&A a little later on, but now let's get all the keynote addresses complete. We move on to our fifth and final speaker, who has amassed more than 2 decades of international executive experience in technology with a deep background in telecom and IT. Ginulat ko po ba kayo? Though an engineer by education, her passion for tech and gender inclusivity happily found a home in Connected Women. She is the CEO of this social enterprise that provides flexible, remote work for women from disadvantaged communities in the area of artificial intelligence. More than a tech expert and a champion of women, she is also a healthy living advocate and continues to study biohacking. While capable of changing many women's lives for the better, she counts her role as mother, wife, and friend as most important. Allow this amazing all-woman to inspire us today as we call on Connected Women CEO Agnes Hervasio.
That was very kind. Thank you very much. Blanca said, what's biohacking? I'll show you my picture in 2016 and tell me if it has been working. First slide, please. I was the speaker for the first ever Women's Circle. And that was one of the, people are nodding in the audience. I hope you remember it fondly. Yeah, that was May and Blanca. So I think this is the first year that you were COO, Blanca. No? You moved from business paper to this. So anyway, good afternoon, everybody. This is my picture. It leaves me with good feelings. The following week, Blanca actually put me on the cover of Sunday Times Magazine. I was able to share with everybody my love for travel with my family because I think the role that I count the topmost in my list would be that of being a mom. And you know, when the congresswoman shared that she was freezing her eggs, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's my daughter talking. Because my daughter is talking about it. And I think a lot of women now has a lot of opportunities to do stuff that I wasn't able to do when I was much younger. I think it's also because of technology and everything else. I see Becky in the audience. Hello, Becky. One of my idols is Becky Garcia. She's in the audience. Good afternoon. Okay, so last week was International Women's Day, March 8th. Next slide, please. And I was able to see a study coming from the Philippine Commission of Women. If you would look at this, in 2022, there's 99.5 years before we can achieve gender parity. That fell in 2021. We made a little headway in 2022. It's only 132 years. Ladies, I'm so sorry, you won't see it happening. But I think there's a lot of things that we can do in order for us to reach this time. Next slide, please. I have been in tech forever. I'm an engineer by education, by the way, but I'm not a beauty queen like you, Jenny. So I think you have other points there. Nikki is telling me that beauty is power, but for me, my muscles are my power. One of my biggest dreams is to be able to participate in the Centennial Race. You know, it's a race for 100-year-old people, and you will be surprised, guys. They're not old at all. They walk and run and all that. So one of my dreams is to be able to participate in that. You know, when I was in university, I think I was one of three graduating class students. I took up electronics engineering. So I'm in electricity also, but I think you have more experience there, Jenny, than I am. And you know, I was relegated to the roles. I mean, like misogyny was looking at me in the face every day. They would say to me, Agnes, you're the lady, right? So you're gonna be taking down notes. I was like, why? You don't know how to write? You know? So yeah, I went to Mapua, so it's almost a boys' school. There's very few women there, and I know that it's unfair, but unfortunately, this thing is still happening today. You know, we're not benefiting from the advances in science, technology, and innovation, as well as ICT. Limited participation also of women in higher level. They don't think that we can code, but we can. You know, it's been proven time and again. I wanted to share with you that in Connected Women, we are a community of 100,000 women all over the Philippines, 70,000 here and 30,000 outside. In the past 6 years, we have actually trained 55,000 women in areas of computer literacy and related subjects, in partnership with Meta for the past 6 years, as well as Microsoft. But in the area of artificial intelligence, we have about 1,000 women. And I am so inspired every time I think about this, because one of our super annotators is a fisherman's wife.
No.
She has not worked in a formal environment, but as soon as she raised her hand during the pandemic when we launched our program, Elevate IDA, she raised her hand and she became a data annotator. I cannot repeat the speed and the accuracy that she can do. Shows you that women, as soon as they're given the opportunity and the chance, they look at it not just as another gig, but as a second chance in life. So it's been wonderful being in Connected Women. Next slide, please. So people always talk about equality. People always talk about the target is equality. I showed you some data about 132 years before we do equality, but should we be talking about equity? Diba? I mean, like, all of them, on the left, all of them were given the same height of stools, right? So that's equal, right? But then we seem to be forgetting that sometimes circumstances are different. You know, she has long legs, I don't. She has a beautiful figure, I don't. I have bigger muscles, so I can carry more stuff, right? So we're all different, very different backgrounds. So shouldn't we be talking about equity so that everybody's on an even footing from day one? Shouldn't we be thinking about not just equality, but equity for everyone? I know it's a very hard question, and sometimes people think about it from the standpoint of what is the commercial impact to my business around that. People talk about sustainable development goals, people talk about ESG, and as Marivic has mentioned, it's a requirement now for all publicly listed companies. I do remember having discussions with the Asian Development Bank, and one of the things that they wanted to talk about all the time was how many women in the executive level, how many women in the middle level, how many women whole company. Because it's important, it's been proven time and again that having more women in the C-suite actually brings better numbers to the bottom line. Okay, next slide, please. I'm getting too excited. I don't want to speak for the whole afternoon, but I'm very, very fortunate to be part of Connected Women. I was actually managing 1,000-strong locally founded software firm before I went to Connected Women. In 2016, there was a study that was done. There were 5 million women that was not in the workplace because we have multiple roles as women. Caregivers, to aging parents, caregivers, to our kids. And we seem to think that work should not be a sacrifice, right? Why would you be sacrificing by going out of the country? And this is actually our mission in Connected Women. Marivic was talking about, you know, the 8 SDGs and all of that, but how can we do this if the women are actually leaving the country to go abroad in order for them to make a living? And this is where Connected Women was born. Our founder is British Filipina. Her mother in the 70s left a small town in Porac, Pampanga to become a domestic helper. And she couldn't handle it when she moved to Singapore in 2013 and found that it's still the same narrative. There are still women in the household coming from the Philippines, and her nanny hasn't come home in 8 years because the money that she will spend for the airfare, she would rather send back to Manila. And that is actually our mission. Next slide, please. So, I'm so happy because today's sponsors, SM and Aboitiz, what more? What a good day for us to announce the partnership. But during International Women's Day in March 8, we actually relaunched Elevate IDA project. IDA stands for, Artificial Intelligence Data Annotation. We train our women in order for them to be able to participate in a flexible work environment. So it's all remote. So I'm looking at Jenny earlier and I'm thinking, oh gosh, in our off-grid areas, we can actually now be able to provide electricity, and then these ladies can actually start going to work. I think what sets us apart, our business model, is the fact that we put them in jobs, but during training, we pay the ladies during training. And we are socially responsible. We pay the ladies Metro Manila wages. Even our community based out of Isabela Basilan and in Zamboanga, they are paid Metro Manila wages. So, I would like to thank Blanca again. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm sure there's a lot of sharing we will be doing during the question and answer. Thank you, Manila Times, for having me here today. And of course, I'd like to thank SM and Aboitiz for joining us, Connected Women, for Elevate IDA program. It's always a pleasure to celebrate with you, everyone, for International Women's Day. And I'd like to end this presentation with a video from Connected Women. Thank you.
So, kunyari, itong image na to, itong picture na to, so i-identify nito ng data labeler na ito, kotse.
Yung consistency in your work, consistency in how whether you're doing excellent work, no? Kasama yan.
I think women know this, no? That as much as we are in a situation na andito kami sa malayong probinsya ng Basilan, we have always been considered as marginalized, no? Laging napag-iiwanan. But at the same time, we also want people and the world to know na we have so much. We want to graduate from being mere beneficiaries. We want to be not just recipients of any economic development, but contributors. Lalong-lalo na ho yung mga kababaihan. We are really investing in our women kasi alam namin pag nag-invest tayo sa kababaihan, buong pamilya ang makikinabang, buong komunidad ang makikinabang. So thank you so much and looking forward to more projects and programs with Connected Women. Congratulations sa ating mga kababaihan.
Being single mom, we can able to work at home. Thank you din talaga sa opportunity na naging kabilang kami sa Connected Women.
Nabawasan yung yung stress ko. Hindi ko masyadong naisip yung problema kasi busy ako sa ginagawa ko, nalilibang ako. At the same time, pwede kang kumita, makakatulong din sa family ko.
When I first heard about Connected Women, something immediately resonated with me. The idea of helping women find livelihood, and not just any livelihood, but something that's a little further up the value chain. It just struck a chord, and it just made me determined to help, because I've always believed that women are the backbone of our society, and that if we help them, we help everyone.
How are you today?
Nagpapasalamat po ako sa Connected Woman. Tapos sa opportunity binigay nila sa akin, siyempre bilang stroke survivor, hindi po madaling maghanap ng work sa labas. Kailangan stable na work. Tapos, kasi for example, dito po sa amin yung mga kasama ko is 18 years old na. Tapos sila pong lahat is may work na. So sabi ko gusto ko rin mag-work. Pero nag-aano sa akin na yung situation kung ganito, may tatanggap ba sa akin? Sabi ko. So nagpapasalamat po ako sa Connected Women na yung mga kagaya namin is hindi nila dinidiscriminate.
I was informed that the enthusiasm and the commitment is very high, and we are very pleased from the UN Women side to really hear at least your stories of now, how you see and how you are anticipating what could change because of this training that you have attended.
Thank you very much. What a truly, hello? Mic test. I think we lost the battery. Here we go. Here we go. Help. A truly inspiring ending to all this, all the addresses today. Thank you so much for filling that void for women, of opportunities. A lot of women think that not a lot is available to them, but with Connected Women, which I must say we should be all proud of because it's a Filipino company, it's a full Filipino company. You are changing lives and making lives better. Ang galing-galing po ng ating mga guests. Yes, lahat po sila. Yes. Yes, I think we should cheer them, no? I mean, Baduy as this may be, they do deserve a cheer from us. So you know how it goes. Hep, hep! Hooray! Hep, hep! Hooray! Hep, hep! Hooray! And ang gaganda niyo pa. So, diba? You have it all. I think will we have time, Madam President, for a short open forum? Let's just make it casual. I mean, maybe if you see all our speakers here, here pa-move na lang natin or sige po. Can we have some help with chairs lang just to set up our 3 speakers who are still with us? Oh, thank you. It's fine. Yeah, women are also. We also have, well, not as much muscle as Agnes, but I did get that there. Yeah, so, we have every kind of, woman here, but, we have, meron pala tayo talagang mga beauty queens, di ba? Mga, adventurers. Please, take a seat in front, ladies. And we will give these microphones to you. Hello. Could we have the other microphones switched on, please? The other one. Hello. If somebody can come over to help us with the microphones. Na lang. Yes, I think we should switch off the projector for now. We will open the floor to questions from our audience, if any, but of course we can start chatting. There's so much we want to learn about. Yes, about our female stars here, our women of the times, truly women of the times. Yes, I guess my first question. Anybody before I ramble and because ang dami kong tanong pero kayo po muna, wala pa ho. Okay, so let's start. Let's start with, of course, our Miss Sunshine, Miss Jenny, and of course, even her blazer says it all. She is a woman who brings brightness to the world. How did you get into? I mean, from being a beauty queen, how does one get into the solar energy business?
That's the usual question to me. Of course, I get to this business because my husband is really in the renewable energy industry. He's in the solar industry in China. So they were operating there, and of course, I brought the technology here and make it inspired by the Filipinos.
Okay. I think a lot of we also have mothers, of course, in the room today, and usually budgets, go on our desks. We pay for electricity and all of the other utilities. Is it true that it might be expensive maybe to turn your house into a solar powered house, but then how long before it pays off?
For SunSmart, that's not already true because the only reason why we always think that solar may be expensive because the first thing that comes into mind is the first hand investment. Like you have to really get it at once. But there are programs like SunSmart. We have programs in the company that will actually help on this one. There are banks who offer green energy financing program that will actually put this type of system on financing and also like you just acquiring a car and leasing it per month so that in a number of years you can be able to own the system, but in the first month you start saving electricity already. So that is the wise kind of investment that this type of solar can actually be able to address on.
Thank you very much. My next question is, of course, for our the woman who connects us all, CEO Agnes. Congratulations, first of all, for such a meaningful enterprise. It's amazing how you say that your best in data and is the wife of a fisherman. So even without, I'm assuming that they probably went through elementary and maybe high school. So does it still work out even without college?
Yeah, the only thing that we need for the women to be is 18. And if they can manage Facebook and YouTube, they can be trained in the area of data annotation and machine learning. One of the learnings that I have here, and I think I'm very, very fortunate to be in this space, is the fact that when women are given the opportunity, they perform. Sometimes you see women who are not really successful in the stuff that they want to be in, only because they don't have a chance. But as soon as you give them the chance, they're really good at it. And this was launched during the pandemic because we were doing virtual assistants before. But then we were addressing the top 10% again. So there's so many left behind. And our goal is no woman left behind.
Yes.
So that's the reason why we shifted, and with the help of UN Women, they started training 40 women. And now we're almost 1,000 in the areas of specialized AI and ML.
But for hello, sorry, but for maybe women who are in Manila, Metro Manila, and would be interested, to do something with you, what do they have to do? Just log on, and how is
we
it?
have a Facebook page. Just go there. We also have a partnership with Gcash, recently launched during International Women's Day. So we're already in the app. Things are happening for Connected Women. I'm very, very happy about that because it will allow us actually to reach more and more people. Our goal is that number that you saw earlier, 7 million. That's where I sleep on every night. 7 million, 7 million. Because 7 million women need work.
Wow, it's such a large number. I mean, do you ever kind of get overwhelmed by what you have identified as your goal? I mean, of course, part of that is because, you want to help fellow women. Part of it also is an enterprise. But, does it seem some days that, oh my God, I've taken on too much?
I have faith in what we do. I think our founders did a fantastic job in setting the foundation of the company I work for, Connected Women. They're a bunch of dynamic duo, Ruthie Owen and Gina Romero. I mean, I have nothing but, I'm so amazed with the stuff that they're able to put together. Being a startup is not easy, but having partners like Gina and Ruth actually make a lot of difference. O baka magalit, my chairman is a man.
Ah.
His name is Mick Yaxley.
Okay lang,
And our CTO is
yeah.
another guy, Bobby Hernandez.
Pa-isa-isa, pwede naman natin sila isali.
Okay.
But again, this is really such meaningful work for so many, and we really do admire all the energy and all the
Work with
devotion
us,
that
guys.
you.
Work
Yes,
with us.
of
All the
course.
conversations that you have with us will actually help put food on the table for a lot of the women.
Yes.
So please, talk to us, work with us, and I'm sure there's one thing or another that we can do together to help others. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We are having a little bit of trouble with our microphone. Oh, I'll stand. Maybe it works when I stand up. I don't know. I'm not very techy, but maybe it works that way. Nikki, it's your turn. How do you keep a 22 waistline? How do you, with all of the stress that being a CEO brings, not just one, but two companies. Yeah, is it just genes or, what's the other extra, the extra things that you do to, be the beautiful and successful woman that you are?
Thank you, Tessa, for that. But honestly, I've shared the 7 tips. I think that's very important to leave that, because if you become attuned to yourself, then you start also radiating all those positive, looking inside out. I think in my experience, I'm almost, turning 50 this year. I have 2 sons and
Really? No.
2 grown-up sons. Okay. So, I think you have to enjoy life in a way that you don't abuse it, but live moderately. So living moderately means in the diet that you eat, I really don't do any type of fasting or dieting, but I try to enjoy every out there, every meal that I can have the experience. Likewise, it's always in moderation. So I think mindset is very important. Having a very positive mindset and embracing the mindset of abundance will also allow you to always look things in a better way. It can also be in life. There will always be a journey of challenges, and it can be very humbling experience. But that also makes us grounded. And all of this, I share more of inwards rather than doing like 10 lapses of swimming, because everybody can do that. But being able to control your inner self is more powerful, and then you can just supplement and amplify it with whatever works with you on the physical.
Yes. But sometimes women need to let their hair down. I just want to ask you, you're so composed, very poised. I mean, moments that you kind of just want to, if things get a little too tough, what do you do to unwind or to release the pressure?
It's very simple living for me. I love massages. So
I love
I'm really, even last night I had fun just to make sure that I come prepared today. Yeah, and I travel a lot. So this is as simple as before I do my long haul travels, which is again tonight. So that's also one of the reasons I had one last night, and as soon as I come back, I would also, because that's important for blood circulation. Pray. I think you have to do a lot of prayers, little talks with God, not exactly like a formal long prayer, but just to connect with Him, connected women, and connecting with God is very powerful, and nothing compares to that one. I love to read books, okay? So it nourishes your mind, it gives you stimulations, and inspires you, even when you already know of the subject, but when you read and you hear people and have good conversations, that would again bring you back to your energy and move forward.
My last question, masama ba or is it not good to be maarte? Diba?
It's great to be maarte.
Say that loud, it's great to be maarte. That notion of women who like to, to put on their eyelashes, wear these butterfly sleeves and all that. Diba? We shouldn't take it as something, negative. It's actually, it's an expression of who you are, and if you, like we always say, if you feel good on the inside, it will show on the outside. What are your thoughts? Hanggang saan lang ba dapat ang kaartehan?
Sky's the limit.
Oh, wow, yes.
No, really.
Yeah.
I mean, like, why would you apologize for looking as good as you do, right? Why would you do
All of
that?
us, yeah.
Right? I mean, like, I've known Blanca forever, and she's always a looker. She's always, like, fixed all the way. And why should she apologize for looking as good as she does, right? Diba? Ako lang ang hindi beauty queen dito.
No.
Can I just say?
No, but
No, I'm not fishing for compliments. I was just like, no, it's a joke in the FCC that I'm first runner-up because Margie Moran is Miss Universe, right?
First runner-up.
See?
See, there's
Somebody's complaining already.
Actually, we love the entire look, the modern Filipina and all the spunk, and all the spirit and all that. I mean, lahat dito idols, no? If you must agree with me, they're all idol. Idol po kayong lahat. Ngayon, anybody has a question for our idols here on stage? It's their last chance. They're very busy women. One's flying to another country. One's going up the mountains. And so one will be in the digital, lost in the digital sphere. Yes, any more questions perhaps from our media partner, Rising Magazine? Rising, yeah? I think, because maybe the ladies did give us,
Patience has a question.
Oh, she has a question. Please, if you'd like to approach the front. There you are. Lady in fuchsia. There you go. Perfect color for a women's forum.
Please introduce yourself and your...
Hi, my name is Engineer Grace Nicholas. So I'm the publisher of Rising Tigers magazine. It's the most distributed magazine right now in National Bookstore. So what's the biggest challenges that you received during pandemic? And how do you succeed that? The three of you.
Who wants to answer first?
On the side of SunSmart, one of the biggest, as a woman, the biggest challenges that I really faced during the pandemic was having these online classes. As a mother and as a businesswoman and of course as a wife, imagine that, having 3 boys, then you're in the house and you all have to stay together. Oh, they're young. 8, 10, and of course the eldest one is 18. So imagine that. So imagine me being at home and then them being there at their virtual class and then they have to ask me like, Mom, you don't know how to do this, right? And then you're also at work but then you have to entertain them. So I think that's one of my biggest challenge. But on the side of the business, I already said that we were able to overcome that because there was really a demand. Like what Connected Women was saying, there was really a demand during the time of pandemic. And that is the transition that we would say that we were brought in. We're in to bring the power, the need to actually transition more in using green energy. And of course, to adopt also more on the digital side, making it more of a remote power and of course, infuse or inject more of the IT or internet communication technology with our thing. So that's what I would say that my setback when I also during the pandemic.
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, in my case, on the business front, because we're in the business of beauty, but more on the medical aesthetics and dermocosmetics, so which means we deal a lot with doctors, dermatologists in particular. So it was initially a big shock, how do we, first question honestly, how can we survive this? Because we've been so used to having a sustainable business, beauty's very thriving. But then again, we also started to receive inquiries and messages from our customers, again, from the doctors, the clinics, that they are needing certain products that apparently their patients are looking for it. Let's not even touch on the anti-aging, but more so on the essentials, like for acne, for dry skin, eczema. So actually, that also gave me a long line to that, with that one. It worries me that will the company also survive the pandemic given that everything is in lockdown. On the other hand, we immediately shifted and we became very agile and my team worked hard and we found our ways to be able to serve our customers, and thankfully by reinventing our position in the market during the pandemic, we were able to continue the business even during lockdown. So that's one. On the personal front, I'm a very active person, very spontaneous in a lot of different activities, and the lockdown really I was so worried that I might feel depressed because of not doing a lot of things and not being able to connect with people and travel a lot. But then again, with the fighting spirit and the warrior spirit in myself, I decided to also find opportunities to reinvent myself. And that's the reason why I shared earlier, there was the podcast, the Grace Great and Glow, and the Facebook community. But doing that not because of a passion or on a personal gain, but actually really making sure that that would also help impact other people's lives.
Thank you. Great stories, ladies. I learned how to cook during the pandemic.
Finally!
I know, right? I mean, like, the only spices I know is salt and pepper.
Yes.
Now I have more than 50 in my cupboard, and I can actually whip up a chicken biryani. Like, you can't believe it, right? My kids are very happy. I have grown kids. I have a 31-year-old and a 17-year-old. So I didn't have your problem about distance learning. You know, I was like, go away, you know, you can do that, right? But so we moved to the beach during the pandemic. We're all outdoor people. We're mountain climbers, my whole family is, and one of the things that we can't be is like locked up. So the challenge was really being able to make do about the limited space that you're given, considering the kind of family that we have. But I think, you know, everything was working out for us. We were able to move into Bolinao. It's a Western Philippine Sea, and we were living there during the pandemic. On the business side, I was running another company. It's a 1,000-strong software development systems integrator firm. And I think we were lucky in a lot of respect because Taal volcano erupted and we had practice. So we had like a dry run. How are we gonna do this remote? So when we did that, and we were very lucky, the strong processes and the strong culture that we have in that company was we were able to go lockdown a week before pandemic lockdown was required. So I guess I'm one of the fortunate ones. So it's all good. I'll send you chicken biryani next time.
That's very nice. Thank you. We would love to, and congratulations. I mean, cooking is something that they expect of us to do, but we don't have to. But now, you can proudly say that
Can I just add one more thing? I'm fortunate also because I'm married to an evolved man.
Nice.
He's an evolved man. I call him. He's like, are you tired? Why? He's gonna do the half of the chores and all that. When we go on vacations, it's real vacation for me. We would pack the stuff because I won't. I mean, the kind of traveling I do, I don't know how to pack. Really. So it's one of the things I'm like, no way.
Well, he is very fortunate also to have such
a beautiful and very well.
The point I was making is, I think we're all lucky here because we have a village supporting us to be able to do the things we're all doing. It comes in different forms, and your form is different, your form is different, but we all have a village that supports us to do this stuff, right?
And also always count your blessings, don't always think, that the other, my neighbor, si Mare, mas magandang buhay sa akin. Kasi if you really think about it, maganda rin naman po ang buhay ninyo, diba? Just appreciate, I think, what you have. One question from our president and CEO.
This one question for the beautiful ladies. That being beautiful and, of course, equally smart women, you always have that edge over the rest of men, But is it always an advantage or disadvantage rather? But for some men who find you too intimidating, for some women who are in competition, has it always been a problem or has it been an advantage? You have how to overcome it. It's always been a problem. Diba? Go ahead.
I think there's always two sides, like love. It can hurt, but it is also something very, beautiful. But okay, that love. It's always either you look at it half empty or half full. So still, I would rather take the half full. So it's still an advantage more than disadvantage because above all things that it can be already a cliche. For a very open-minded individual, regardless of gender, male, female, or LGBTQ, it should yourself being somebody of your best version out there should be inspiring and should also help make other people bring out the best in themselves. So I think it's more of an advantage than that.
Thank you, Nikki. I don't know if you remember the photo of the UN Women presentation. It was a oval, a racing oval by foot. And the lanes where the ladies are has planchahan, washing machine, baby crib, whereas the men's lanes are free of any hindrances. And I think that represents exactly how it is. And I'm not saying it's bad or good, it's just the reality of the things. That's why I keep going back to my village, because without my village, I wouldn't be seated here today. And so many times I ask myself, oh my gosh, what did I do? What did I do? Why am I here, diba? What brought me here? And the answer is always, I have a village, supporting me. And I think all of us can lay some claim. I mean, I've met Nikki's sons. They're grown up, good-looking young boys. And I hate it that you look like that when you're turning 50. But anyway, neither here nor there.
Anyway, on my side, I agree with Nikki. It's more of an advantage. Well, of course, you cannot avoid having really women like us. I would say that there will be some kind of a competition. We have to really agree on that. There will be some level of intimidation, and the only thing I would say, what also mentioned, at the end of the day, is it put balance. Because women at this level, we are more on the creative process, the design, more of the passionate level. When this level of the kind of partners that we have, I would say they're more on the strong side, they're more on the decision maker, they're more on wanting it to be done right away. So when you actually put these two together, both these actually create a balance. So I would say that it's an advantage, because despite of some differences, some different level of thinking, especially on my side, right? Because my husband is older than me. Of course, I'm way younger, so I am very aggressive. I'm a risk taker. I am more on the design process. I believe this is what can be done. So he's more on the cautious level, right? So on that level alone, imagine, if he doesn't have this kind of woman, where will he be, right? And where will that business be? So having a woman that actually have a perspective of going beyond, do more, like what we are all doing now, is a great advantage to this man.
Yes.
Thank you.
True.
And he just arrived.
Oh, hello there.
Speaking of,
We're not.
Very supportive.
Mr. Ngai. Hello. Yes. Wow. I think it's really great that Nikki opened up the topic of love, because this is what it is. Supporting the wife on a very important day. That's really what I think. It is very difficult for for men to be married to women who speak their mind, who are very strong in personality and all that. I think first of all, they're very lucky, ladies, to have us. But I think at the end of the day, it's a little bit of give and take. I mean, you kind of they not that they allow us to be ourselves, reach for our dreams and do whatever we'd like to do. Let's make them feel like they're the man of the house every now and then. Every now and then, that's gonna be good for them. I think wise words from my friend Blanca here. Anyway, it's great. Women will always cover so many topics, endless topics, and we have covered so much. I know that people also need to get back to their desks and all that, but we do have a raffle. First of all, we promised our wonderful audience here that you will also have extra goodies to bring. Could we please ask for the fish bowl? And so has everybody placed a business card, or at least scribbled their name? Of course, let's say hello to Tita Becky Garcia. She's she's our society columnist. She's the boss of her husband, Dr. George. But of course, always, she's, one woman who, always looks gorgeous in everything that she does. She's also a businesswoman. She doesn't apologize for looking the way she does, because who looks like that, Tita Becky? Diba? Only the queen of the ballroom. So anyway, who else is, of course, our friends from marketing and friends from the magazine are over there. Dito naman po, hello, good afternoon. They all look like beauty queens. Are you part of, are you from SunSmart? Nako, it's so hard pala to get a job in SunSmart. You have to be a beauty queen. So, buti may trabaho pa ako. So, hindi naman kailangan humanap. Anyway, we'll just have maybe Rhoda, our Vice President for Marketing. Rhoda, if you could please just help select how many and what prizes are we talking about, RR? We can make it quick, so okay, 5 care packs from Watson's. It's nice stuff inside. You're really gonna love it. Okay, we're actually ahead of schedule. I think we said we'll be done by 2:30. I think we're still on time, no?
Accurate. Will be awarding certificates.
Yes.
And then maybe please don't leave. You can have a photo for everyone. So for posterity, we'll be requesting everyone to stay on for the group photo.
Okay.
So what's the rule?
Presence is required. Presence is required. Oh no! Sheila just left. Can we? Okay. Engineer Mean of SunSmart Solar Power. Engineer Mean. One of the. There you go. A Watson's gift bag for you. Ayan. Of course, these are the bright ladies. Bright. Bringing brightness. Yes, Miss Rhoda. Agnes, ooh, of course. You are a winner and a speaker and, everything else. We are giving you, you have won a Watson's care pack as well. See, perfect. Yeah, I'm sure there's sunblock there, I'm sure you like those things. The next winner is Maria. Oh, okay, Maria Victoria Espanol. She's not here anymore. Of course, she's one of our speakers earlier. We will do this quickly. Madame Gila Plus. She just left also. Oh my God. Sorry, Sarah Mateo. Is she here? Nope. AJ Rosero. Oh my God, yes. One of our, very enthusiastic audience members. We're a beautiful lady as well. Ayan, diba? Of course. She, it's like her second look for the day. Earlier, she had like her hair up, but now she's like a, vavavoo. Jeff Amurao of Aqua Skin. Jeff. Hi, Jeff. So, he's the owner of Aqua Skin, but we're giving you other products. I hope you don't, mind. It's always good to find out about the competition. So, he's very shy. Si Sir Jeff Amurao. She will send her, he will send, of course, a woman to the front. Marketing, yes, your name? Marie Bernard. Marie. Thank you very much. Okay, Tita Becky, you have can you bring this na lang to Tita Becky over there? And then, next. Oh, this is from Miss Nikki. Okay. Okay, very interested in what products she has. Just gentle cleansing gel. Obviously, everything here, like we said earlier, she works with medical doctors to make sure that she, comes up with the best skincare product for her clients. Okay, ay tapos na si Tita Mika. Okay, Ezel of SunSmart. She here? There you go, Ezel. Yay! Enjoy your derma products. Oh, Kim isn't here. Richmond Rosario of Jesse and Company. Richmond, are you here? Richmond, and we welcome men. We believe men should also, be pretty. So, we're happy to give you the products to make you look good. Abby Torres of Aboitis, is she here? Another gift pack from Miss Nikki. Okay. Michelle's not here, I don't think. Michelle, is she here? Michelle Ople? Oh my God! Wow! Madam! Of course, one of our, like our power women of public relations, Michelle, is here. Ito, Attorney Yuni Marie Mata Perez of MTF Council. She's not here. Okay. Judith Lopez of Women in Phoenix. She left. Okay. That's okay. That means you're gonna. Bianca of SunSmart Solar Power. Oh my gosh, the beauty queens are winning. What? You know? My goodness, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, Mylene Caballero of Yale. She here. What have you? Hello, Miss Mylene. She just won. I think we've moved on to cakes na ba? Ano na ba kay Miss Mylene? 5 cakes from Mernels. Okay. Yan. Of course, dapat talaga mag-celebrate ng Women's Month. So, cake is very important to us. Okay. Congratulations. I think she's over there. If you could bring the cake to her. Okay. Oh, of course. One of our special guests, Madam Indri. We would like you to enjoy this sweet treat on Women's Month. And Janille Belen of Jessie and Company. She here? Here? Going. Ayan! Coffee na lang. Perfect na. And, wow, we really have a title holder here. Miss Earth Makati 2022, Trina. Trina, no wonder. Diba? This table here, full of beauties, women with substance for sure. Yan. Why don't you turn around and flash that wonderful smile? See? Maybe if we have time, we'll talk to her later. Okay. Oh, of course! One of our favorite friends, Madame Rose Ong of Wilcon Depot. Very busy lady. This Women's Month, she's been invited to every single forum, because she is, somebody to have in your forum. But thank you for spending, your day with us today. Okay, Mega World. Okay, so what are we? Okay, so now we're giving maybe we will call it our grand prize. It's a Mega World Hotel and Resorts overnight stay at Twin Lakes. So, and it will be awarded by Miss Sam and Marla. Are they here? Hi. Ay, hindi, binigay ko na. Kaya wala na siya. Wala na siya. Hindi, binigay ko na. Ay, sorry. Oh, here we go. Okay, if you'd like to be the ones to draw the lucky winner, of course, our, longtime friends and supporters, Marla, Mega World, thank you so much for everything. All the support you've given to the Times. There. Oh. Okay. She's here. Baby Go of SunSmart Solar Power. So that means, so that means. Miss Marla, pwede ka rin beauty queen. The height and all, ha? Okay. You wanna read it? She's not here? Oh, she's not here.
Everyone is not
here. Okay, the winner for the overnight stay in a superior room in Twin Lakes Hotel is Miss Ravelin.
Ang ganda kaya ko lang nanalo ng size. Oh, thank you, Marla. But I need a picture, Miss Marla will take it for you. Join them. Wow. Ayan, so, what a wonderful getaway. But she says she's quite near. But it's the,
See, so it's easy to get to. And if you forget something at home, it doesn't matter. So we can just always go back. Congratulations to you. And then, may isa pa. Here you are.
Okay, the next prize is an overnight stay at Belmont Hotel, Mactan.
Wow!
So the winner is Rosario Camon Bradford.
Wow! Sabi ko pala sa kanya, kailangan niya plano dyan.
That's really gonna bring me.
2-night stay.
She's gonna bring me.
May nanalo.
There's one more. Ma'am, picture daw po for Mega World. Teka lang, darling.
Yes, okay na, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
One more.
Yay.
Okay, the last prize is 3 days and
Wow.
2-night stay at Savoy Hotel in Boracay. And the winner is...
She's not here. Wait.
Oh, okay. Suspense.
She's not here, buti na lang. May chance.
And the winner is Miss Sam Olikino of Aboitiz Power.
She's here? Thank you. Thank you so much. Friends at Mega World, you know, never tire of supporting all our projects here at the Times. Congratulations, ma'am. So when will you pack your bikini?
When I have my leave already.
Okay, so if her, boss is here, please give her some time, Thank you for making so many of our guests happy today. Just for our last part of our program, of course, we'd like to call back our 3 speakers to center stage, as we would like to, give you our token of appreciation and all these other lovely goodies from all of our sponsors. Again, we have with us of course, the CEO of Demark, Nikki Tang. Of course, full of energy, bursting with energy and goodness, Miss Agnes Hervasio. And of course, Miss Jenny Ngai of Sun. There you go. There. Diba? Proof that, women, you can, do anything you set your mind to. And look really good while at it. Thank you. They have gift packs. And
from the Cindy
again, thank you so much for sharing your time with us. I'm sure, your time is so important. It changes other people's lives. And thank you for sharing with us, ideas on how we, in our small ways, can also do that for others. Okay. I don't know. I think Blanca would like a photo with everybody. I just don't know how we're going to be able to do it. Ayan, Ever Belen, ha?
Miss Tessa, ay ako yung germ special.
Wala bang claim?
Oh, di ba ganyan yung
Birch tree. Wala lang birch tree. Hindi nila alam yung germ special. Tayo lang.
Hindi nila alam.
Oo.
Ano nangyari?
Nahulog. It's the complete
the complete collection of lipsticks from Ever Bilena. Enjoy being a girl, ladies. So I think I'll be handing over the microphone to Rhoda so she can, get everybody together in a photo. Kaya ni Rhoda yan? Rhoda, ikaw nang mag...
Mga speakers daw po muna dito. Tatawagin ko na lang sila isa-isa.
Yes. Ito.
Miss Jen.
Miss Jenny.
Miss Nikki.
Miss Nikki.
Agnes. Photo op lang po muna. Ay, nagpo-photo op sila doon. Dito po, ma'am. Sit down na lang yung mga speakers. Sabi ni photographer.
What about si Blanca? No, I stayed that here.
Okay. Everyone na, no?
And then everyone please join us.
Everyone, let's have a photo op.
Yes.
Photo op. Tayo na lang. May suggestion si Miss Mitch. Tama nga naman.
Yes.
Ito na lang. Tapos para gano'n. Yes.
So if everybody could gather, I think, toward the center. Diba, ang tali, syempre, so bright, Mitch. Thanks for,
Sanay na sanay
photo
sa mga
ops.
events.
Yes. I think that's what they do din, di ba? Yung mga nagko-concert, they take a picture of themselves from the stage and the audience. So,
kaya mo ba?
Let's feel like rock stars. Siyempre.
Pagkasing na lang natin lahat.
Yes.
Pero mukhang payat pa rin kami lahat, ha?
Dapat si Miss Tessa mag-selfie ka kunyari parang host, di ba?
Di ba, parang rock star tayo.
Oy, parang ganyan. Parang
No, the ladies here.
yeah.
Speak first.
Tapos dito kami.
Let's have a picture. Practice.
All the girls, ladies, women.
I think you have to stand.
Agnes here.
Walang si
White cover na.
tayo lahat.
Ganito na lang. Couch na lang tayo.
Ayan. Okay.
Please join us.
Say, women. Say, women. We. Ganon.
Sign up for a year for only 80 pesos per month. Visit tmt.ph/premium to get your free 30 days of the Manila Times Premium.
The SM Malls are now online. Tap to select the SM Mall near you. Shop from your trusted mall brands. Order your cravings and buy legit gadgets from CyberZone. Enjoy multi-brand checkout. All your orders delivered in one go. One delivery fee or pickup in-store. Easy, fun, malling to the next level. SM Malls Online. Download now.
Belle, let's order food. Got you. This is my family with unique personalities. We have different food faves, but we always eat together. Just choose and tap in SML's online app. Order from 2 restos. Or 3. Only 1 delivery fee. Whoa, what's up? This is her daddy. A full tummy makes him happy. Mommy loves baking. Pastries are her thing. Whoa. This is Kuya. He's crazy over milk tea. And this is our bunso. He'll dance for chicken wings. Just choose and tap in SML's online app. All in 1 delivery fee, so everyone is happy.
SM Mall's online app. Download now.
Aboitas Power powers progress in the lives of every Filipino every day. We power your homes, your businesses, and your communities in a reliable, cost-efficient, and sustainable way. Over the last century, we have been at the forefront of our country's energy transformation, reimagining sustainability and constantly powering a sustained and inclusive economic growth for our nation. Every day, we will keep the lights on, and every day, we are a step closer to a better future with Aboitas Power.
In 1988, Ben Punong Bayan and Joe Araulio founded Punong Bayan and Araulio. It opened the doors of its offices in Davao and Cebu in 1991 and 1993 respectively, and a couple more opened in other strategic locations across the country. From the start, the firm focused on looking for distinct qualities in potential employees, and its continuous professional development molded PNAers into well-rounded individuals.
Ang environment sa PNA ay parang pamilya. Hindi mo mapifeel na iba ka.
In 2003, this little firm that could became a member firm of Grant Thornton International. In the same year, PNA Foundation, the CSR unit of PNA Grant Thornton, was founded. For 35 years, PNA Grant Thornton has adopted bold perspectives, divergent thinking, and forged new paths.
Me as a living testimony, recipient probinsya, nakapasok sa PNA, nakatanggap ng promotion, na-awardan, na-nominate internationally. Being fair, walang discrimination, nagtatrabaho ka ng tamaw, nakikita management yan, i-recognize ka.
And during the pandemic, one of the darkest, most challenging times the world has seen, the firm's resilience shined the brightest.
Ay iba ang PNA Grant Thornton sa ibang advisory firm dahil sa malasakit nila sa kanilang empleyado, na ang turing ay parang pamilya.
More than 3 decades of integrity and excellence, of imbibing a go-beyond mindset. We are PNA Grant Thornton, ready to shape a more vibrant tomorrow.
Mega World Hotels and Resorts is the largest hospitality chain in the Philippines. The 100% homegrown brand boasts 4,500 room keys and 12 hotels in strategic locations across the country. Each of its 6 diverse brands offer a distinct personality to cater to the needs of today's savvy traveler, whatever their purpose for travel may be. With the promise of enriching the travel experiences of its guests, Mega World Hotels and Resorts celebrates a unique culture of service excellence, fueled by warm and heartfelt service that Filipinos are best known for. Committed to providing every guest with unparalleled hospitality, the brand continues to innovate, curating meaningful experiences, building relationships, and inspiring travels while offering you the joys of being home. Mega World Hotels and Resorts. Our heart, your home.